Rough Riders Radio, Powerhouse, The Pit, Born Rich,
Yes.
straight out of Chicago. Let's jump ahead to where you are, like where you're doing now. Because your story is, we were talking on the break that you definitely should write a book, and you said you're right. You're
I'm in the mix.
in the mix of writing that, which I think your story is actually really good.
It's real too.
It's definitely real.
Authentic.
Yeah, people need to hear,
missing out
those
of
type of
the
stories. Yeah, for real. But you've started a magazine. You have an apparel line. You do music. So, I mean, what started first? Like, where did you start first out of those three?
I would just when I started doing music like in 2012. When I was changing, I used to hear my little brother sing. He started living with me and my wife here. Finally got our apartment, and my little brother he always looked up to me, so he just spent nights over my house. And one time he spent the night. He had got this little mic from Walgreens, and he had hooked this up on a computer some type of way, and he was recording some type of way. I was laying in the room with my wife, and I just heard him sound like Justin Bieber. So I was like, when Justin Bieber had that Baby Baby song, that was at the same time. So I told my wife, I'm like, wait, you feel me? You know, we was chilling. So I was like, let me go see who is that? That's my little brother. So I go in there. I say that again. He said it again. I was like, damn, we finna get a record deal. And I had, a street man at the time, you know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really thinking that I just know what I could do, you know what I'm saying? So I just took that, I just spoke it, and then, I just started rapping. I was like, I'm gonna start rapping too. So I had him going. He was recording off this mic for like years and years, but he was always going back and forth to jail, being young, getting tied up and stuff. I started staying focused on what he was doing because he caught my attention. So I had started this record label called TP Entertainment. It stands for Talented People. So I started listening to him, and I started recording, and I made a YouTube channel. I was weak. I was really weak at the time. I was still learning my process, but I kept going. So he'd get locked up, I keep going. So like in 2015, I had got real dangerous on music. Now see, what people don't understand is God will give you everything you asking for, but He's gonna be patient. You got to be patient, and you got to be able to be obedient to receive it. So people be like, I prayed for this and never got it. That's because you want it so bad, and that's all you want is that. See, God want to use you for something, and He can't use you because after it don't work for you, you stop believing in Him, and then you start denying. Like, I've been praying, it ain't work for me. And so it's like the sacrifices of timing. You know what I'm saying? So it took like time, and then my skills, watching. I started watching people how they punch lines in. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they ain't got to rap either. You know what I'm saying? I could do it like that, okay. So then I recorded my first song called Freaking. It's on YouTube right now. I went crazy. Put the auto-tune on it, went crazy. Then I dropped the R&B. I went to other rap. God was just showing me to go to other rap. Like I did a whole R&B album sound like Chris Brown with the auto-tune, bro. I'm talking about if you listen to the song, you be like, that's you? I'm talking about the whole album, 8 songs, all classics right now. I'll listen to it right now on YouTube. Got a song called Thinking About My Boo. Snap. Like I'm talking
What's the name of the album?
It was called Only One Night.
Only one, the whole album was called
It was Only One Night.
Okay.
Me with your careers, I had my careers in long t-shirt. I took the R&B route, and everybody thought I was gonna be on the street stuff, but it came with sacrifice. So the whole time God was trying to see what I'm sacrificing. So my mama had got incarcerated. She got out of jail. She was just trying to always tell us not to go on the block. And one day, her and my sister stood on the block with me, and I served this last customer. She kept telling me to leave. I had a whole bag of weed in my hand, like 100 bags on Christmas. And I can say that, right? Okay. So I'm serving, and my mama's like, we not leaving. My sister said this part. She said, we're not leaving until you leave with us. God sent us over to come get you. I served my last bag. A bubble poured up, jumped out the car. 2 real big mans One had a gun in his hand, the other one walked up like they was police officers, the badges and everything, the whole outfits on, police outfits. And they put me on the car, said I'm on arrest. They cuffed one of my hands, threw me on the truck. My wife was standing right there, threw me on the truck, and my other hand he's from the cuff. And I just heard a voice from heaven saying he not the police. So I just, and all the people in the hood, all my family members, they stand on the porch watching, but you know, you say the police, everybody getting scared. But my mom and sister was still right there while all this was happening. So I just heard a voice from heaven saying, he not the police. I said, you ain't the police. You ain't the police. And he let me go, and I was bagging back like finna take out running. He stole on me, boom, big. I almost fall, but I feel I kept running. My mama fell, skinning her knees up, did a flip on the ground, skinned all her knees up. So the whole time, my uncle and them, you know, and some family members, they was trying to kill me. And I found out, you know what I'm saying, they was trying to get me kidnapped when I was young, to get me off the block, because I was a threat. Like, I wasn't no threat like killing nobody. I never did no stupid stuff, said nobody. I always been about my money. So at the time, nobody could hustle harder than me over there. So it was like, my uncle started, he had so much after my old man passed away. He had started, you know, just being a little greedy, telling us to shut down when he get his weed out there. So I was one of the guys like, man, I gotta get this stuff off, man. I lost my dad, you know what I'm saying? You got all these cars, you got everything he had, you know. And I just kept going, and somebody tricked him, told him I said F him, whatever. You know, he walked up to me the next day after that happened. I was able to get away. I come back the next day. I shot dice with my uncle friend, won all this money. And I went, and then he lost all my uncle money, tried to make up a lie like I took his money. So my uncle called me back on the block. I went in the house, the nigga just, tall nigga again, swing on me, try to hit me. Nigga, give me my money you took. I said, nigga, you just lost in the dice game the whole time. You trying to lie because you lost all my uncle money. So he trying to lie like I took some from him. So he lost like 4,500 shooting dice, but it was my uncle money. Mm-hmm. So after that, you know, it was just like, my uncle, one time I pulled up on the block, he just pulled out a gun, picked the gun back. Like he was gonna shoot me, and he walked up on me. I was 17 years old. He said, the fuck I tell you? I said, damn, Mom, like, you got a gun, you know, you, as a kid, growing up, you always call somebody uncle, you love them. Right. You know, it's like, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't see myself doing that to my sister, son, or nobody, you know. This is my uncle. I always ask something for if I needed, he'd give it to me. You know, when I was little. But when I turned a certain age, I was just like, all the foreign cars, everything I had. So people start getting envy, especially when you old and you like young women, you know, and then it's like, this nigga, you know, doing what I'm doing. But I always said, you know, my girl, you know what I'm saying? So, make a long story short, he walked up to me and he was like, click the gun back. He had a real bad tempo. And I thought he was gonna shoot me. And he said, what the fuck I tell you? I said, you gotta pull a gun out of me. I'm a little skinny. I'm about your size with curls, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna hit me? I ain't got no threat like that. I'm just making money. You feel me?
Did this, you know, the things that you've gone through, did you put this in your music? Did this influence
some of my songs? But I was God told me to sacrifice all my life, like everything, and certain time, you know, I was able to talk about it. So I'm able now because my obedience. I wasn't even able to focus on my music. I had to focus on everybody else's music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now, from that time, you know, when that happened, I ended up, I was fighting the case, and I ended up beating the case, and I left. I ain't never come back to the hood. And when I got on, I was like, I sacrificed so much. I was riding around, making like $5,000 off music out my trunk, selling to everybody, all my CDs, because everybody was already tapped in with me from the hood. So, you know, we come from the hood, you already got a name, your old man got a name, everybody gonna support you. So I see people, they'll be everywhere just support me. I brought this old limousine, my wife was Ryde. I brought like a 1999 limousine, man. We could ride around the limousine, jump out, I started signing artists, and they making all the money. You know, it went from all that until just falling, trying to get up, falling, trying to get up. But I'm not going back in the hood hustling. I'm not
consistent.
Yeah.
Consistent. I'm not going back. So now, 2016 hit. You know, I just blew up out of nowhere. Everything just started rushing towards me. Like, to me, to see, you know, my wife was with me. A girl just ran up, screaming, crying when she hugged me. I did so much. All glory to God in Chicago right now. It's amazing the things we're doing right now.
Let's get into some of the songs that you brought for us to listen to. So the song "Good Vibes," right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that. How'd you start with that? And then we're gonna get into. You give me a few songs too.
Yeah. So with that song right there, it's like when I hear beats, you know what I'm saying? Like I got the talent already built in me. So as soon as I hear a beat, I go in. So, you know, I just came out. I just want to chill with you one time. Drop the top on the Billy, let the sun shine. I just started singing and I just went in and you know, just had an idea of what I wanted and I just made the song up. And then another thing, I want to bag back a little bit. My magazine company.
Yeah, well, we're going to get into that when we get back.
Okay.
All right, so what the other song you sent me was, is this with you, P. Weezy?
Yeah, no, that's my little brother.
That's your little brother?
That's the one I was telling you about that
yeah.
singing.
And what about Shake Watcher?
That's
your song. Okay, all right. We'll skip that.
I got a couple. I'm gonna send you another one, but that's one joint I want to definitely play right now.
Good Vibes?
Yes, that's my joint.
All right, well, let's get into that.
Yeah.
This is Born Rich, the Ride Along. You know how we do it.